I will begin my presentation of the semester 2 presentation of the first day. My topic is Fitzgerald's critique of the American dream in The Great Gatsby. Uh, these things we will cover in this presentation, starting with the brief overview of Fitzgerald. Full names: Fitzgerald's full name is Francis Scott Key Fitzgerald, and he was acclaimed American novelist and short story writer, and famous for his depiction of jazz age in his works. And he has coined this term as well. And he was also the war veteran of the First World War in America, so he knew in and around the people and background of the American people and disillusionment during the war. And also by this time he was writing he was started writing The Great Gatsby, and the American dream, the myth of American dream started growing its roots in the America. And Fitzgerald is admired for his skill and accuracy, which he depicted in his, which depicted his era for the beauty and the artistry of his style. And Arthur Misner, one of his biographers, remarks on him that the curious way in which he combined the innocence of complete involvement with the almost scientific coolness of the observation. So, historical context of the America. Uh, James Truslow Adams, in his books *The Epic of America*, defines the America on the backdrop of the crisis in 1930 of the Great Depression, that the dream of land in which life should be better, richer, and fuller for everyone, with opportunity for each according to ability or achievement. Here the term richer, which means according to Adams, is spiritual connotation, not the materialistic connotation. But the American dream is reduced to the materialistic pursuit in nowadays, and also in the in the Fitzgerald's work, The Great Gatsby. According to him, it is an image of peaceful, collective, enlightened self-improvement. That is the American dream, according to the man who gave this phrase. But Adams conclude that America had lost its way by prizing the material success and material value above all other things. So the American dream was first invented, in other words, to describe a failure. The moment you start the materialistic pursuit of American dream, it is being corrupted and it is considered as a failure of American dream. There is one thing, that is equality for opportunity for all of one. But in this capitalistic environment where companies are at competition with each other, there is no equal opportunity for anyone. So I Have a Dream is a particular one of the iconic speech of the Martin Luther King Jr., though not directly connected with the novel. But if we are to critique American dream, we have to refer this. And this also critiques the equality point of equality in the American dream. That there is American dream is only available for the those people who are belonging to America, and there are always it is not available. It is said that it is not available for the immigrant people and the marginalized people, and there is a racial connotation as well. The Black American people do not have the freedom to acquire achieve the American dream. So here I have tried to put one question, that in what capacity do materialism and consumerism serve the vehicle to critique the American dream? Because Fitzgerald used main two things Fitzgerald used in critiquing the American dream in this novel is the materialism and the consumerism. So American Dream and The Great Gatsby. This novel offers one of the severest criticism and one of the closest criticism of the American dream. And in the American dream is a recurring theme of the American literature that you can find in most of the American writers, if you take Arthur Miller or Ernest Hemingway or the Fitzgerald himself. But in the other works, if take instance of the Arthur Miller's Death of a Salesman, in which the protagonist strives to become wealthy, and he thinks that if he become wealthy, then he will achieve the American dream and he will be happy. On the other hand, if we see this work of Fitzgerald, The Great Gatsby, in which the characters like Buchanan's and the Gatsby is already wealthy, yet there is no happiness in their life. So Fitzgerald here critiques that achieving American dream will make you happy is not the thing. J. Gatsby, An American Dream. J. Gatsby is Fitzgerald set Jimmy Gates out on the right path, from the childhood, Jay Gatsby was aspired to achieve the American dream, and it was kind of a ideal American dream that envisioned by the Adams, that on the basis of hard work and integrity. But after meeting Daisy, his vision of American dream was distorted, and he was started to gaining materialistic pursuits. And Daisy's lifestyle has distorted his ideal vision of American dream, and it is reduced merely to the materialistic pursuits. So further, James Truslow Adams says that it is not a dream of motor cars and high wages. Here you can see the Gatsby's yellow Rolls Royce. We see that he time and again drives his car, and which is the symbolism of his fortune that it tries to showcase. And at the time, during the 1920s era, in the Jazz Age, this kind of vehicle is a symbol of the higher class people, and by which the Gatsby wanted to show off his class and his wealth. Rogel L. Pearson, in his article, Gatsby, the False Prophet, argues that Fitzgerald uses varying symbolic imagery, the imagery of biblical illusion, that in which Gatsby is described as a son of a god, not a god of, not son of a god, not a Christ god, which stands for the spirituality, but a god of pagan, Mammon, which stands for greed or materialistic pursuits. So, and Gatsby represented as a perverted god, dedicated to materialistic means, and value of ashes is connected to the biblical value of Hinnom outside the Jerusalem, where the idolatrous pagan worship took place, and the American dream in the 1920s became corrupted in shallow materialism. Gatsby and Wolfram. This particular association is one of the key aspects to critique the American dream, and by this association, we can say that Gatsby's American dream was very much corrupted. The Mayor Wolfram was one of the men who fixed the 1990s World Series, and by his shady past, we can see that he is not a good character. Yet he says that he made Gatsby. He made the Gatsby, that which means that all of the wealth and the money of the Gatsby is somewhere hand of Mayor Wolfsheim, and he was acting as a kind of a mentor to Gatsby. And the passage of the 18th Amendment in 1990, which banned the sale of alcohol, created a thriving underworld. Humans have a tendency to to desire for what is not available to them, and it was the time there of the liquor. The Gatsby was engaged in a liquor business and bootlegging of the liquor. And Fitzgerald points the character of the Great Gatsby as element of these social trends. And there we can see that the parties, the people who come at the parties, who are very much interested in the knowing about the past of the Gatsby. Maybe because they wants to know that whether the money was made ethically good or bad, and maybe this reason the people on the Aztec, which are considered as a old money people, they do not respect these new money people, because they knew that the newly rich people acquired the easy money from the bootlegging of the liquor. And Mayor Wolfsheim and Gatsby's fortune symbolizes the rise of organized crime and bootlegging. Critique of consumerism. It is one of the important and key aspects to criticize the American dream in this novel. Consumerism simply denotes the tendency of people to buy and acquire the things which serves their purpose, which fulfills the purpose, not their need. The rise of the stock market in aftermath of the war led to the sudden sustained increase in the national wealth, and easy money was coming due to the bootlegging and all that things. And Fitzgerald uses Wilson's to illustrate these ends of spectrum of the effect of consumerism. Particularly, Myrtle's character was associated with the consumerism. Her affair with the Tom Buchanan is a symbol of the consumerism, because by having an affair with him, she thinks that she is able to acquire anything. She spends money and all these things. And Myrtle's attitude towards spending money is representative of the increasing consumerism in the American post-World War period. And Myrtle also complains about the George that he is not a wealthy man. In George lied to him during her wedding, and he did not have to buy the marriage suit of them as well. Despite her working class status, Myrtle still dreams of the living privileged lifestyle like any other consumers. And Gatsby's extravagant parties and luxurious lifestyle also stands for the consumerism as well. Okay, so Daisy and Myrtle's American dream. So Daisy's dream, much like the Jay Gatsby's dream, is associated with the acquiring wealth and all the things. And for that, she married with the Tom Buchanan, a wealthy person. Tom and Daisy's relationship is not to most ideal and happy relationship. And her immoral acceptance of the Tom's infidelity and crimes reflect the moral decline in her character. And Fitzgerald also made her psychologically desirable, an unattainable princess. In a white palace, the king's daughter, the golden girl, and her voice is full of money. So she was also like the Gatsby was in pursuit of the materialistic aspects of the American dream. And by this, Fitzgerald made a criticism on all the aristocratic of the America at that time. And Myrtle, as we have seen, that she was the American consumer, and her American dream was also there. So, in conclusion, Fitzgerald shows the tragic story of the Jay Gatsby and how American dream leaves the people feeling morally empty and shallow from inside. And Fitzgerald also critiqued the darker aspects and negative aspects of the American dream through the materialistics and consumerist ambition depicted in the pursuit of Myrtle, Daisy, and Jay Gatsby. And death of the Gatsby and the Myrtle symbolizes the failure of the American dream. So these are some references. Thank you. Now you can ask me questions.
Akash, what symbols does Fitzgerald use to critique the shallow materialisms of the Sazins?
As I was saying, that the symbols like the green light and all the things, and particularly this viewport, the eyes of T.J. Ecclesburg also is what we can see is the constant gaze of the consumerism upon the value of ashes and the people of value of ashes and all the things. And materialism we see in the Gatsby's pursuit, and all of the character, if we take Jay Gatsby or Myrtle or Tom Buchanan, all of them were pursuing the material aspects of the American dream. So he used this imagery, and also we have seen the biblical imagery as well, where he connected with the Son of God, who is a pagan god, and he was pursuing the materialistic aspects of American dream.
Fitzgerald's critique of the American dream still resonant today?
Yes, it does still resonate today, because the dream envisioned by the Adams was of full equal opportunity to all of the people. But in this, we can see the capitalistic peoples are everywhere, and particularly America was the capitalistic company of hubs, where we cannot find the equal opportunity to all of the people. And right now, as Sarah Churchwell also said in one of his articles, that American dream is only available to 1% of people, and 99% of the people are in disillusionment or the failure of the American dream. So because of the capitalism and all that things, people's mindset becomes more and more narrowed down towards the materialistic aspect of the American dream. So it does resonate today.